everyone! Today we're in for a special treat, a strawberry harvest. I absolutely love growing my own fresh, juicy strawberries, and I hope you're growing them too. They're actually very easy to grow. It's so rewarding to pick your own berries from your own backyard. I'm going to be sharing some growing tips during this video as well. But take a look here at the strawberry crate tower, which is one of my favorite ways to grow strawberries. It is absolutely full of red, juicy strawberries, and I can't wait to eat some. Now, there's tons and tons of different varieties of berries that you can grow, but they all basically fall into one of three different types of berries. There's June bearing, which produce one crop at the beginning of the season. They're the largest berries. Then they're pretty much done. Then there's ever bearing, which produce a couple of crops throughout the growing season, usually one in the spring or summer, one in the late summer or fall. And then there's a day neutral, which usually produce berries sporadically throughout the growing season, but they are the smaller type of berry. So if you want to pick berries all season long, you want to plant a variety of each different type. Now, a little tip to keep your berries producing in hot weather over 90 degrees Fahrenheit. What you want to do then is cover your berries with shade cloth because they really don't like the hot temperatures. The flowers tend to dry up, the fruits don't tend to produce. So just get a little piece of shade cloth here. I've got it clipped to my strawberry crate tower, and on those hot days, just throw it over to protect your berries and your flowers from burning up in the heat. Now, you'll know when your berries are ripe when they're completely red. Let me just show you this one here. It's a beautiful, shiny, deep red color. The bottom is red, it's red in the middle, the top is red. This one is definitely ripe. So pick them when they're completely red for the sweetest flavor. And I'll show you a couple that aren't ripe so you can get a good idea of comparison purposes. So this one here is actually still a little bit light red at the top there. I'm going to leave that maybe for just a couple of days so it gets a little bit sweeter. This one here obviously is not ripe, white on one side, red on the other. So let them get beautifully sun ripened and they will be the sweetest berries that you've ever had. I think I'll leave that one a little bit longer. Now this one's a little bit misshapen, which probably means there was some type of a pollination issue with this one, but we're going to go ahead and pick it anyway. Going to be a nice, delicious berry. There are just tons and tons of berries here in the strawberry crate tower, and they grow especially well in strawberry crate towers because berries love really good drainage. And the towers allow the water to drain out effectively so the berries don't rot. So we're just going to dig in here and start picking. Here's another really interesting shape. Oh, this is just so amazingly delicious. Cannot wait to eat them. One of the biggest problems people have with berries is they get eaten by slugs and snails. So I recommend using some type of a bug and slug killer. I've been using a product from Bonide, Bug and Slug Killer, and it's little granules. If you see these granules down in here, super easy to use and safe for organic gardening. You just shake it around your berries, and then it kills any bugs and slugs that are going to eat your precious berries because you want plenty for yourself and not for the bugs. And it works really well. So, oh my gosh, this is an absolutely beautiful one. Look at that red, shiny part on the berry. It looks absolutely delicious. I think we're gonna fill this little berry basket almost full here. But you do wanna come out and check your berries every day once they start to produce because you don't want, number one, you don't want the bugs to get them, but number two, you don't want them to get overripe and then they're not any good for eating. Oh, there's so many delicious berries in here. Now these berries are either Quinault or Seascape variety. They've been planted in the strawberry crate tower for a couple of years, and usually about year 3 the production slows down on your berries. On year 4 you may need to replace your plants because generally you get the most production out of them for the first 3 years. Oh, this is an absolutely beautiful berry. And if you don't know if the berries that you have are everbearing, June bearing, or day neutral, just Google the variety that you have and you'll be able to find out when they'll be producing for you so you can keep an eye out for beautiful red berries. I don't want to miss one single berry. One of our favorite ways to eat berries is just snack on them right in the garden, of course. Nope, that one's not ready. But we also really love to have them for breakfast over homemade yogurt. I like to make my yogurt in the Instapot. You strain it, it makes it a nice thick Greek yogurt, and it's absolutely delicious with organic raw honey. And then you just slice the fresh berries right over the top. Let me just check the front here to see if we have any more ripe ones. I think that one looks pretty good. It's just so rewarding to come out to your own backyard and pick your own fresh berries. I think I've got a couple of ripe ones right over in this little planter as well. One thing about strawberries too is they send out runners, which are little stems that come off the mother plant, which you can then replant and have free strawberry plants for next year. But when you want your berries to produce, like I do right now, you want to actually trim off the runners as close to the crown of the mother plant as you can. That way all the energy goes into fruit production rather than into producing new plants. This basket of berries smells amazing. I wish you guys could smell it. It just is incredible. And I actually just saw a berry way down in here. I think this is actually where a runner rooted, actually from the tower. See the strawberry plant down in here? So it is possible to get free plants from your runners season after season. There's a little berry hiding down in here. There's actually quite a few growing in here. This one's not ripe yet. And on the other side of my tower, there's a nut. Whoa, I just lost my berry basket. Oh no. There we go. I'm going to set them over here so they don't fall over again. And we have a nice little cluster right here over on the other side of the tower. And these are actually not quite ripe. See all that white at the top there? So we're going to leave those for another couple of days. And oh, here's one over here hiding. I think I'm going to go ahead and pick this one because the bottom looks so beautiful and red. A little bit of white at the top, but we're going to go ahead and put it in our basket. Although these berries are really producing well for optimal berry production, you really don't want your plants to be too crowded. These are just a bit too crowded for my taste, so I'll probably spread them out once they're done producing. But let me show you a tower right over here that I did spread out the berries last summer after they were finished. And it is looking really good, lots of flowers. Berries are definitely coming on. But this tower here is stacked 3 crates high, which is a really good way to grow a lot of berries in a small space. And it's actually lined with the Smart Pots crate liners, kind of holes cut in the middle where the berries are poking through. And this is going to be a very productive tower. I may end up moving this into the sun. It only gets a few hours of sun a day, and it's going to be a lot more productive the more sun it gets. And I actually popped a little bit of red romaine lettuce in the top here. So I thought, why not? We might as well get some lettuce growing, some berries growing. Maybe a strawberry lettuce salad would be really good too. Another way I'm growing berries this year, and I'm very excited about it because this is right outside my kitchen door, is with hanging baskets. The berries just look so beautiful hanging down. I can actually see this from my kitchen window. And these here are lined with the Smart Pots hanging basket liners. They're working beautifully. And we've got a couple little ripe berries on here. This one is actually just a little bit overripe. See how it's kind of a dullish kind of color? But no worries, we're going to be gobbling these up first thing in the morning over our yogurt. And really the key to growing a lot of berries, especially in a container, is to make sure they get regular fertilizer. Every 10 days to 2 weeks. I like to use Good Dirt plant food and Vermistera worm tea. Keeps them flowering, keeps them producing, keeps them looking absolutely gorgeous. See how I have them planted here with the crown sticking out of the soil? You don't want to bury that crown because then the berries won't grow as well. So let me just check the other basket here. I've got one little ripe one. What a beautiful little berry. And lots of flowers. I think it's always fun because you can see the little berry develop from the center of the flower. So the petals will fall off and then the berries start to develop. Well, I'm very excited about my first big strawberry harvest. Hope you guys enjoyed coming along in the garden with me. And I hope you're growing a lot of strawberries in your garden too. Let me know what varieties of strawberries you're growing and how you like to eat them. And make sure you check out my seed shop at CallieKimGardenandHome.com. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next video.